And in another breaking news development, two German naval ships have sailed through the Taiwan Strait for the first time in more than 20 years. China, which considers democratically governed Taiwan as its own, also claims jurisdiction over the strait. The passage of the frigate Baden-Württemberg and another ship was confirmed by Germany's defence ministry. Beijing had warned that sending a German warship through the Taiwan Strait would amount to provocation. Germany, meanwhile, says that the strait is international waters and that the route was the safest for the ships given the weather conditions. Let's get more on this breaking news story from our East Asia correspondent, James Chater, in Taipei. What were the German ships doing there, first of all, James?
Well, as you mentioned there, Ben, these two ships were taking part in drills with allies in the Indo-Pacific. We understand that they were transiting from drills taking place in South Korea to drills that are going to take place near the waters off Jakarta in Indonesia. The German defense minister, when confirming this transit through the Taiwan Strait, again, the first in 22 years, said simply that the Taiwan Strait is international waters. He said, international waters are international waters. This is part of what the German Navy and the German Defence Ministry is calling freedom of navigation operations. Of course, the key context to all of this is that China has been ramping up military intimidation of Taiwan over recent years, but particularly in the maritime domain, China's Coast Guard has been taking on a more Navy-like role in applying pressure to Taiwan's Coast Guard and some of its outlying islands, but also crucially, of course, further afield in the South China Sea, where we expect these vessels to now move through.
What, first of all, why is this so controversial, would you say?
Well, the main reason is, of course, that China views Taiwan as part of its territory, and therefore the Taiwan Strait, this 100-kilometre or so stretch of water that separates Taiwan from China, as its own territorial waters. We've seen other countries, just for context, conduct these types of transits through the Taiwan Strait over recent months. The US and Canada conduct this type of transit with relative frequency. But what we're really trying to see internationally, these other countries try to achieve by doing this, is dissuade China from taking any type of military action against Taiwan, but also to remind China that this waterway, the Taiwan Strait, is an absolutely critical one for international trade, a waterway which through some half of global container ships pass through each year.
And what kind of reactions do you expect, James?
Well, in the lead up to this transit, we already heard from the Chinese Foreign Ministry warning against the transit from taking place. They said that this was an infringement upon China's sovereignty. An editorial in the Global Times and a newspaper associated with the Chinese Communist Party published 2 days ago warned against this call, saying it was all harm, no gain. That was accompanied by a cartoon in which two German vessels were approaching what looked like a whirlpool vortex. So the implications of that message, they're clear. Taiwan, for its part, has already also commented on this transit in the lead up to it when the reports were speculating that this might go ahead. They said, quote, that the Taiwan is an international waterway and that any country's ships can pass through it. So again, just a demonstration of the split-screen vision through which both sides are viewing this particular issue.
The very latest also there from James Chater in Taipei. Thank you.